it won't upset me. I'm not a pussy. That's scary. I think that freaked out Shadow. Are you okay, dude? I'm sorry, did that freak you out? Huh? Did that scare you? Whenever the screen lit up and the song came on, it freaked him out.
Throughout time, fascination with death has been an ongoing and shared subject for many. The grim, oddly fascinating part about the afterlife involves the possibility of forming some sort of connection with a lingering entity or a loved one that might have passed. Oftentimes, either to satisfy this curiosity or to cope with loss, people will attempt to contact the dead by either visiting their gravesite or, in more extreme cases, by using certain communication devices such as a Ouija board or some sort of radio.
Real.
By this
Chat, I need to have a ghost hunting stream. I'll be honest, we need to do that sometime.
point in time, as we all know, these definitely provide heavily mixed results, depending on who you are. But what about those that take this fascination too far? Historically, we've had a few very infamous names pop up about certain people keeping dead bodies for themselves.
I remember this, chat, you remember this guy? The dude who kept that random girl's dead body for 7 or 8 years?
Such was the case with Carl Tanzler, the necrophile that kept a deceased and mummified 22-year-old in his home to live with him for over 7 years.
Yep.
This case is crazy in and of itself, but it's been covered time and time again. Because of this, I wanted to focus on a similar, if not slightly more extreme situation that came to light a few years ago, surrounding the bizarre happenings of a Russian
board
man by the name of Anatoly Moskvin. Moskvin is a 52-year-old that, back in the mid to late 2000s, was regarded a genius by many. He was a historian who authored various scientific papers and acquired the knowledge of upwards of 13 different languages.
Damn.
Many of his peers and family saw him as a quiet, ordinary person with no real cause for concern regarding his behavior. The thing
Dude, it's always the really smart ones that are scary because they always do some weird experiment shit, man.
Though, he had this unforgiving obsession with the afterlife, and the scientific papers and magazine publications that he would provide over the years would actually come to assist in explaining the secret and deeply outlandish behavior that he was committing right under everyone's nose. You see, Moskvin was a very disturbing character. In late 2011, he had single-handedly thrown Russian police and media into a whirlwind down one of the darkest and most bizarre criminal cases in the country's history.
Anatoly Moskvin collected the corpses of young women from cemeteries. The story was first reported early this month on a Russian website that investigators discovered 29 mummified corpses of women and girls aged between 15 and 26 in his apartment. That's pretty normal behavior. Totally normal.
Backing up to 1966, Anatoly was born in Nizhny, Novgorod, Russia, to his parents by the names of Yuri Fedorovich and Elvira Alexandrovna. According to his parents, he was very socially awkward and had pretty intense difficulty making friends. On the flip side of this, he was extremely smart, and his parents simply chalked up his awkwardness to his intelligence, not thinking much of it.
Why just women? I mean, you can say that about a lot of different cases.
Young Anatoly had a childhood that was far from conventional, though. According to an account by him, for example, one day in the 3rd grade, he had returned home from school completely covered in bruises. As it turns out, these were caused by a man that raped him sometime that day. To date, it's unclear whether he ever relayed that information to his parents.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's always so crazy and depressing that so many people who do terrible things in the future A lot of times it has to do with this. A lot of times it has to do with this.
Or not. This was far from the first odd instance that played out in his youth. In fact, one could argue that what we're about to discuss was the true beginning of his obsession with a very unconventional topic.
Please don't tell me those are real, like parts of real people.
This fascination stems way back to when he was only 13.
God, dude, I really hope those aren't like pieces of real people. I'm gonna fucking lose it.
In a local weekly publication that focuses on cemeteries and obituaries, Moskvin outlines a very strange ritual that he found himself tangled up in. In the publication, dated October 26,
I do love how he left the copyright thing.
2011, he explains that a group of men in black suits stopped him on his way home from school. They were en route to the funeral of 11-year-old Natasha Petrova and ended up dragging young Anatoly along to her coffin, where they forced him to kiss the girl's corpse. Further on in his writing,
Dude, what an epic prank. That is an epic prank right there. Can I run that back again?
Dragging young Anatoly along to her coffin, where they forced Natasha. A group of men in black suits stopped him on his way home from school. They were en route to the funeral of 11-year-old Natasha Petrova and ended up dragging young Anatoly along to her coffin, where they forced him to kiss the girl's corpse. Further on in his writing, he explains that, quote, "I kissed her once, then again, then again."
Ew. Ew. I mean, like, ew. See, this is why I live by the motto of Danny DeVito's character in Always Sunny. Just throw me in the trash, man. Like when I'm dead, throw my body in the trash.
Afterwards, the girl's mother then allegedly placed a wedding ring on the 13-year-old's finger and one on the hand of her dead daughter. My strange marriage with Natasha Petrova was useful.
What? Marriage? Huh?
Moskvin claimed. Useful it was, as Moskvin's unapologetic obsession with the undead was just beginning to take root.
What do you mean marriage?
After this, Moskvin began to have very ominous dreams about the dead girl. According to him, she would visit him nightly and would try to profess her knowledge of black magic upon him, whilst pleading for him to return to the village where the ritual had taken place.
Of course.
Apparently, after heading back there, the visitation stopped. But this would be short-lived, as once he ceased to visit it regularly, she would once again appear in his dreams. Reporting this to his parents was ineffective at best, as they simply took him to a doctor that chalked it up to Moskvin enduring puberty.
Yes. Puberty. Chat, you guys, I mean, we all went through that, right? Come on. All of us went through this situation where we married a dead girl, kissed a dead girl, and had recurring dreams about this dead girl and kept going back to specific. Yeah, come on. It's just puberty, guys. Come on. Those damn puberty ghosts.
With this diagnosis, he also went forth to prescribe him valerian, an herbal sedative that aids in relaxation. After an entire year of visits by Natasha, she would eventually grow tired of Moskvin's refusals to do what she wanted. Since this was the case, she tasked him with performing a black magic ritual using a classmate's tooth in exchange for her leaving him alone forever. Somehow, according to Moskvin, this ritual was carried out successfully, and as a result, she never came back again. This so-called task would have other implications on his life.
Rigormortis.com? The fuck kind of site is this? What kind of site is this?
However, as it successfully kicked off Anatoly's interest in black magic and the occult. Later on in life, Moskvin studied at the University of Moscow and earned a degree in Celtic Studies, a culture that bears a very close blend in beliefs between life and death. Also, he would go on to join the Society of the Luciferians and would embrace the left-hand path, which bears a focus on sexual magic and personal anarchy. This, coupled with his interest in black magic, would result in Moskvin performing various rituals on dead animals and eventually vowing celibacy. After graduation, it became known that he had grown to acquire extensive knowledge of the intricacies of all the surrounding cemeteries in his area. When sharing his knowledge throughout his various writings, he claims that he went to upwards of over 752 of them from 2005 to 2007 in his hometown for a so-called research trip. Assisted by a well-known historian named Oleg Ryabov, the two began their trek across the region to document cemeteries and to unearth local history along the way. The end goal was to publish a book by the name of Nizhny Novgorod Necropolis that contained all of his findings, but as you might have guessed, Moskvin had ulterior motives in mind. In 2009, local residents began to notice that the gravesites of their loved ones were either desecrated or dug up entirely. This eventually led to a 2-year-long investigation into these occurrences that seemed to lead nowhere at all.
Ow.
In 2011, an anti-Muslim
is no one gonna like stumble upon a dude? Like, the thing about grave robbing, that blows my mind, is it's just one dude with a shovel. Like, is there really no one? Like, he visited how many places? No one. Not a single person started questioning, hey, there's a dude over there. He's been digging for like 6 hours. Oh, now he's carrying the dead body out. Huh. Maybe we should call... I don't know. Like, is it crazy to think that someone would see something at some point? Chat, I get it. I said grave robbing wrong, okay? Get over yourselves. You're not cool. You're not epic. Oh, shit. I gotta order food.
Would unfold at the airport in Moscow, and very shortly afterwards, authorities caught wind of some Muslim gravesites that were allegedly being dug up and vandalized. After going to investigate that for a potential terror suspect, Moskvin would quickly jump to act like he was simply painting over some gravestones. But he was, in turn, promptly arrested, caught red-handed in the act of vandalism. Shortly afterwards, police would then launch an investigation into these bizarre acts by Moskvin, and the first place of interest to search was his living quarters. Fully expecting Moskvin to be an extremist, they were anticipating the discovery of various anti-Muslim propaganda.
Yeah, this guy definitely looks like someone who would steal dead bodies. Yes. Just don't mind me just shoveling the specific spot. Graves are typically rather unattended. Yeah, I guess if he's like out in the middle of nowhere type ones, I guess.
To litter his living quarters.
Makes sense.
What they would find in reality, however, would leave police completely baffled. The raid, which took place in an apartment that he actually shared with his parents, ended up leading to the discovery of 29 life-size dolls.
Does it show anything, chat? Oh, dear God. I don't know. Do you want to see this, chat? Do you want to see this? I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know. You want to... No gore. It's gross, though. Yes, no, no, yes, yes, yes. Hell yeah, yes, yes, yes. There's a lot of yeses. There's no gore, at least. There's that. But, 1 second. I'm ordering some food. Okay. Boom. Boom, boom. Boom. Okay, food has been ordered. Thank you, Leviathan, for the $5. You said yes? Okay, fine. We'll watch it then. If I get banned off of YouTube... Wait, this video is on YouTube. There's no way I can get banned, right? I don't have to worry about it. Chat, I'm not on Twitch anymore.
Nice cock.
I'm not on Twitch anymore. That means I can watch any video on YouTube that I want, and I'll be fine. I like that.
Russian police have released this video they shot in what can be described as a house of horrors. They say those aren't dolls strewn about the apartment, but actual remains of people a historian had dug up and dressed in women's clothing and then put on display.
The figures, heavily representing antique
Why
dolls,
would they show
wore
that on
various
live television? What the fuck? Why would they show that on live TV? What?
types of clothing. Apparently, Moskvin dressed all of these up in makeup, even going as far as to place buttons or various circular objects in their eye sockets to give them a more
Do you ever get the feeling that your chat is psychotic? Every day of my life.
lifelike appearance. The thing
Like,
is-
case in point, Judas Rain just gave me $49.99. Like, case in point, you guys are actually psychotic. Who would do that? Who would give me $50 like that? What the fuck? Thank you, though. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, though. I appreciate that.
as though
Thank you for being
these
psychotic.
weren't simply dolls. Rather, these were all created with the dead corpses of girls ranging in age from 3 to just 12 years old.
Okay. I didn't know about that.
Perfect.
3 to 12. My guy. My guy. What?
Even more disturbing, when police began to move the bodies in this investigation, most of them would emit some sort of jingle, and it was later revealed that Moskvin stuffed each of the rape cages with music boxes so they could emit some sort of audible feedback when he interacted with them. Moskvin also allegedly kept track of their birthdays in his room and celebrated them when the time came. According to police, there were photographs and plaques taken off of gravestones, doll-making manuals, and maps of local cemeteries littering the apartment. Furthermore, the clothes that most of these dolls were wearing were the actual clothes in which they were buried. Moskvin later admitted that he achieved structural integrity of the corpses by wrapping their legs and arms with rags before stuffing those into nylon tights. He performed this for each of their limbs and their faces before inserting buttons into their eye sockets as to, quote, allow them to watch cartoons with him.
Dude, this is literally Coraline. He put buttons in their eyes? This is fucking Coraline.
In police interrogations that followed, he claimed that he loved most of them. However, there were a few that he simply wasn't content with. The ones that he had grown to dislike were promptly stuffed into their small garage and left to be forgotten. Apparently, he did all this out of loneliness. His parents claimed that he'd grown this massive obsession with creating life-size dolls, and bizarrely didn't think much of it.
His parents were aware? How did no one, like, at all? No one thought anything was going on at all? They just sat there eating a lemon for fucking 40 years? However old the man is? They're just sitting this is what they've been doing their entire life?
Regardless of the smell that it would emit. We saw these dolls, but we did not suspect there were dead bodies inside. We thought it was his hobby to make such big dolls, and we didn't see anything wrong with it, his mother claimed in an interview. According to a neighbor, there would be a constantly putrid smell that would emit from their apartment every time he passed by. However, he chalked it up to being a sewage problem below the building, not thinking much of it. Out of all the corpses that he kept locked up in his apartment, there was one of them that was with him for upwards of 9 years. With all of these findings by police, Moskvin was eventually charged with extremely heavy crimes. In late 2011, with new nicknames given by the media, such as Lord of the Mummies and the Puppeteer, Moskvin eventually confessed to 44 counts of grave abuse and was sentenced to a psychiatric ward shortly afterwards. There, he was diagnosed with schizophrenia and has been in confinement ever since. It's been reported that Moskvin was repeatedly beaten by guards at this facility, and according to his mother, was also fed up to 15 pills per day, which kept him in a catatonic state. Since this was the case, a human rights lawyer by the name of Violetta Volkova was hired to represent Moskvin. Her end goal was to get him out of this facility and into an independent clinic in Moscow for re-examination, expressing a primary distrust in the ward's doctors.
I mean, for the shit he did, I mean, I guess he didn't, like, kill anyone at the end of the day. He's just defiling corpses. I don't know, that's a weird area. Because you can't really charge him with murder. That's just like, that's weird. He just needed help. I guess it's true, because it's not like he technically harmed anyone at the end of the day, because they were all dead. It's just really fucking weird and gross and fucked up. But they were all kids. I realize that. I know. They were all kids. It's disgusting and fucked up. But at the end of the day, he didn't ever actually hurt anyone. So he's basically just insane. Yeah, but what if he does? Exactly. He's insane. He needs mental help. He just wanted friends to watch cartoons. Oh, dear God. I hate that. Desecration of dead bodies. Yeah. The reason I'm saying that he didn't hurt anyone is I don't know what, like, they can charge. Like, what are the charges? Like, what do you, I mean, I know it'd be desecration of dead bodies, but, like, what do you get from that? Like, how long do you get in jail for something like that? Because it's such a weird thing.
This grueling legal fight ended up earning him a second hearing, and as of September of 2018, he was offered the opportunity to continue his psychiatric treatment at home, and alongside this, the ability to essentially walk free.
Okay, I don't know about walking free. That's I don't know about that one there. I don't know about walking free.
As you might expect, though, this decision has been met with pretty heavy controversy.
Yeah, fucking lock this guy up, man. What the what the fuck is that? Ew. 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 What the fuck?
One of the victim's mothers, a woman by the name of Natalia Chardamova, didn't realize that this entire time she was visiting an empty coffin when going to her daughter's gravesite.
But how? How do you not realize this? If you go to your daughter's gravesite and there is loose dirt on the ground, what the fuck do you expect? Like, I don't understand how, like, loose dirt doesn't just go back to, like, regular grass land for a while. Like, he dug up a body. How do you not know? I don't understand. What are you doing? It's your daughter's grave. What do you mean? You probably covered it really well, but how? How do you cover up a giant hole, like, with dirt and not show that there was a digging site?
The corpse of her daughter, Olga, was one of the 29 girls that he dug up.
Oh, dear
and kept locked
fucking
up in his
God.
home. Apparently, she had been brutally murdered at age 10, and it's completely tragic to think about what this mother could have gone through during that. Coming to the realization that her daughter was taken from her not only once, but a second time infuriates her, and she's one of the very many that unapologetically oppose the potential release of him.
I feel like he should not be released. That is the furthest thing from what needs to happen here. 5-minute crafts? Dear
He needs
God.
to be kept under surveillance. This creature brought fear, terror, and panic into my life.
What time do I usually stream?
Anatoly
11
Moskvin
a.m.
is set to
Central
walk free
Standard
from
Time.
a psychiatric ward sometime this year. The order of his containment with the facility was set to expire last December, so his release comes in only a matter of time. While he might walk as a quote-unquote free man, his crimes will forever go down as some of the darkest and most bizarre in history.
I hate this.
The emotions that these parents are going through is completely inconceivable, and we can only hope that authorities keep a close eye on him for the remainder of his life, as he could very easily still possess the inner drive to continue with his disturbing antics.
See, these cases baffle me how no one, like, it went on for so long and no one did anything. There's no possible way his parents weren't aware, or at least slightly aware that something weird was going on. Everyone needs a hobby. Chat, I hate you so much. You guys have said the dumbest jokes. I hate you. I hate you. Okay, I don't hate you, but shut up. Shut up. Not funny. I'm not laughing.
Now it's time to walk away. I hope you enjoyed your stay. Did you laugh or cry or maybe subscribed? I'll thank you either way. You know I will miss you. I hope you return. Tell your friend or your mother to get me more views, please.